What is Tom Cruise and the fish? Well, get ready. This one is wild. I'm almost embarrassed to talk about it. There is an online rumor circulating for a few years now that Tom Cruise is intimate with raw fish. I'm embarrassed to talk about this, but let's unpack it. Back in 2020, a blind item showed up. Now, if you don't know what a blind item it is, it's celebrity gossip. There are never names mentioned. There's speculation as to who it is. So this story, these blind items, did not explicitly say Tom Cruise, but follow me and you'll see how we got there. 2020. Someone saw a named celebrity buy a raw sea bass at a market in Italy and then entered a bathroom with the fish. 10 minutes later, they left without the sea bass in hand. The unnamed source says that they knew it was him, Tom Cruise, because he was filming in the city, but he was wearing 2 masks and he had security with him. A few months later, there was another story saying our actor was taking a while because he was carefully examining every fish the guy placed on the scale. Finally, he settled on one. He requested that the man not wrap it up. He finally settled on a fish, but he requested that the fish was not wrapped. That's the reason the source of the story followed him. Quote, I thought maybe they were filming a movie or something and they had an emergency need for a new prop. He went into the men's room with the fish and the bodyguard and they suddenly came out of the bathroom with no fish. I was really curious, so I went in and found the fish in the garbage wrapped in a massive amounts of paper towels. Someone then piped up and said about the previous blind item, they were reminded of what they saw in Beijing in 2013-2014. I see a man go in to the bathroom with a fresh fish. He had 2 black-clothed men by his side, sunglasses over his eyes. He spent many minutes looking at the fish selection, then he'd ordered the whole fish called pompano. The fish was raw, didn't think he would eat it then. At closing, my supervisor says there's a pompano in the bathroom rubbish bin. I tell her what I saw before, and she says she saw the same thing the day prior. Videos have come out for months about this and covered on some pretty big channels. If you want to see something crazy, The Simpsons actually covered this because there is at least some evidence that Tom Cruise really likes fish. Whoa, I didn't know this. As far back as 1996, The Simpsons either reported or foreshadowed Tom Cruise doing it with fish. A fish called Selma, 1996. Marge and Homer are talking about the teen heartthrob, Troy McClure. Homer says, yeah, who'd have thought he turned out to be such a weirdo? Marge is like, huh? He says, his bizarre personal life. Those weird things they say he does down at the aquarium. Keep in mind, this was 1996. Mission Impossible had just come out. Tom Cruise was huge movie star. Height of his career. Marge says, that's just an urban legend. People don't do that type of thing with fish. Troy McClure is a perfect gentleman. Tom Cruise is a perfect gentleman. Troy McClure, I thought he disappeared after that scandal at the aquarium. No, what I said was he sleeps with the fishes. Look, I am a firm believer that The Simpsons knows all the secrets of the universe, so this is suspect for sure. And remember, this was an episode in 1996. We also need to talk about the fish scene in Jerry Mcguire, because that's so weird too. Stick with me here because this one's so stupid. Remember that awesome scene in Jerry Mcguire when Tom Cruise quits his job at the big sports marketing firm? He's like a character on the edge and he does this great scene where he leaves and he takes the fish with him. Why does this matter? Well, you've heard the rumors. I'm just reporting. One last fish connection between Tom Cruise and this one I feel like is weirdly intense. He freaks out in the office and he says, these fish have manners. And he fishes them out of the fish tank and he's like, these fish are coming with me. Who else is coming with me? And it's cinema history. So many one-liners in this movie. Show me the money. You had me at hello. Hey, mister, did you know the human head weighs 8 pounds? Okay, I'm done. The manners. Anyway, Tom Cruise loves manners in real life, and he's very intense about them. Remember this?
I'm just telling you right now, okay? Just Put your manners back in.
Do you think I was out of line?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I apologize for that sincerely.
We agree he's super intense about the manners thing. What does it mean that he's saying that the fish have manners? He's taking the fish with him. How does this all tie in back to 1996? And how many more times do you think that this rumor is going to come and go and be viral? What do you think? One of the biggest movie stars in the whole world? That weird? What do you think? Oh, and for the record, I do not believe there is any ties to Scientology about this particular rumor whatsoever, to be honest with you. I never heard it as a Scientologist, not that I would have. But I do want you guys to know that if it is true, then Scientology 100% has written and videotaped confessions about this. If it's true, do you think it's true? I think it's a little out there, to be honest. You know what? Before we go, just for anybody watching this far, let's figure out how big some of the fish were. The 2020 blind item that started this whole fiasco off said that a sea bass from a fish market was the love of choice. Sea bass, not to be confused with the Chilean sea bass. Can you imagine if this was the love of Tom Cruise's life? I mean, have weirder things happened? I'm not even sure anymore. It can be teeny tiny or enormous. For scale, these pictures show probably the average size of a sea bass at the fish market. The blind item that referenced the 2013-14 sighting in Beijing at a supermarket mentions the pompano fish. I'm imagining something like this, but really, something like this big boy could also come into play. I can't imagine anybody, including Tom Cruise, who's not a huge man, carrying a giant fish off into the bathroom and then leaving it in the garbage. Well, there you have it. There is the rumor unpacked. I don't know what else to say about it other than, whew, that was a lot. Also, why is nobody mentioning how spiny and pokey fish scales are and how just uncomfortable that whole thing is? Oh, I thought I was done, but I just woke up, was editing this video, and guess what? Tom Cruise actually responded to these rumors, and he was a good sport about it. He says, "Crazy how this isn't the wildest untrue thing I've ever read about myself." Bravo, sir. Well played. You're still a crazy cult member, but well played on the fish.